everyone, rather Incoherent here, and things are looking a lot better for us these days. We've got this distinct pale blue of Scandinavia, we have this amazing double dragon crest thing for our capital. But, there's a problem that stands out to me. Scandinavia's not that big on the map. Like, let's be real. Sapmi is in a bigger font, which doesn't make any sense. I want to be like Khazaria, I want to be like the fucking Abyssins. But instead, despite the fact that our name can stretch from Saxony to Finnmark, we have this weird, curvy, tiny font. Now, the important thing that we're doing this episode is we're going to be pillaging England and Ireland with 2,200 guys. We might actually be burning down holdings in England and Ireland with the intent of then assaulting them and going to war afterwards and conquering them. But we're not conquering anything, really. We're just pillaging. And that was my original plan. But this is bullshit. My name should be Massive, because I'm massive. Scandinavia is fucking yoked. So, we're going to send these guys up and around and just start conquering all of these places to make our name bigger. Because I think Embiggening my ego is the name of the game today. Okay, so, every single time... so, in my previous campaign, where I played pretty far into a Norway campaign, much like the events where people tried to improve me, every single time I set anybody up with a match, they got mad at me. If I gave them an easy match, they thought I was condescending them. If they gave me a hard match, they thought I tried to kill them. And if I gave them an even challenge, they won easily and thought I was trying to condescend to them. So I don't give a shit about them. But most importantly, these people just don't affect me. I'd rather take a 15 renown hit than actually have that event chain keep going. So I have all of my guys cut off in the same area so I can split them down into 4 equally sized groups. Okay, so right now these guys are obviously not the same size with 2 400 groups and 2 600 groups, but it's the same number of retinue, so as they reinforce, they will grow to be the same size. And what I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to pillage places all the way down. It just takes less effort on my part. And it looks like we have something else to be doing with our time while we wait for the pillaging to happen. Now, to declare war versus this guy... So yeah, we're just going to jour claim him. That's far and away the easiest way to get his stuff. Of course, we're going to walk all the way into his territory before we do that. This is the one that only costs me nothing. Yeah, that's pretty good. We're going to do that one. And, good war, good war. Oh, he's got 700 whole men. Good attempt. Is the rest of the war involved? Oh, the rest of the world isn't involved. He's not in the defensive pact. We'll just keep him captured, it's fine. And since the rest of the world's not involved, we'll just siege that down normally. We don't have to assault. Yeah, like actually finishing that assault gets us 33 gold. Which takes so much effort to pillage the top gold of that amount. In Australia, we have to watch for people, we have to care. We could potentially lose soldiers. Did we just steal his mom? That looks a lot like we stole his mom. No, we just stole a random old lady. Oh, we stole his wife. There we go. So anyway, we're going to enforce our demands. Is our name bigger? Our name is substantially bigger, but it is nowhere near big enough. So I have a new advisor position to fill, since I formed an empire, and I was trying to figure out if I should appease any of my powerful vassals. And this guy is my most unhappy powerful vassal, because I'm a tyrant, of course, and he's not on the council, but far, far funnier, he thinks he deserves the Kingdom of Saxony. He's some random Jarl. He doesn't even have a claim on it. He's not even the biggest Jarl in Saxony. Like, I've got no idea why he thinks he deserves Saxony. It's crazy. So, I might end up having to juggle things around to get a loyalist on board later, but I'd rather have this guy have a much higher opinion of me than he currently does, which I can get by putting him on the council. He'd be up to 46, plus whatever the council bonus is. And I'm actually about to make him Kingdom of Denmark eventually. And if I go over to, yes, Empire of Scandinavia, we have to nominate somebody. And it's not fucking Geir, it's Sigrid. It's always Sigrid. And they are voting for Geir by default, but I think a lot of them are going to change their minds and vote for Sigrid with me. And enough time has passed that we can try to pass max organization again. You'll all vote for... Why? These people are pragmatists. So, once we're a reformed pagan, they just won't high authority. That's interesting. Well, yeah, vote on it. That's great. I had no idea that reformed pagans just wanted high tribal authority because they knew it was a step to being, like, a real society. They're like, please God, build castles. I'm tired of living in mud huts. Settle Iceland. If I'm not a prisoner, I'm at peace, the Viking Age has begun, my prestige is equal to 200, I've got a wealth of 100. I can lose 100 gold to settle Iceland with many proper Norse families. We don't own Iceland. Do it. Alright, I've done a lot of things. I created the Jarldom of Iceland. I usurped the title Chiefdom from somebody. Did I just steal Iceland? From all... Is it all mine now? What did I do? I usurped 4 chiefdoms. Yes, Iceland is mine now. Get fucked. What? Can that happen to you if you're playing as Iceland? That's some bullshit. That's one hell of an event. The Worth Order sends having kids. Very average kids, unlike his genius wife. I can't pronounce that name. Holmgr feels like the name for a dumber character. We've had a lot of commanders named Berto in other games, so I'm fine with that. We need to make somebody the Duke of Scandinavia. I think fairly soon what I'm going to be doing is making kingdoms. Kingdom of Norway, of Sweden, of Saxony, of Finland, and of Lapland, and giving them all out. I might hold Sweden myself just because my capital is in Sweden. I don't want to deal with my vassals getting uppity about that. And to that end, I'm going to give Scandinavia, I think, to just a powerful duke over here. So I'm just going to give it to the guy I gave Nidaros, I think. Because he's the one who set up to go in control of this. The only reason I haven't made kingdoms yet, by the way, aside from my comically limited supply of money, which is a very real reason, is before I start making kingdoms, I'm going to revoke this guy's Jarldom. Because I need to break him up so that his land will distribute properly. Until then, I'll keep him appeased. So he spent a lot of prestige building generic levy-sized buildings everywhere like the House Carl training ground. I'm 100% threatening, of course I am. Council is discontent, of course they are. When does it wear off? Year and a half from now. Oh shit, my children don't have focuses. Apparently I've been neglecting the shit out of them. So, I'm gonna make this guy focus on fighting, because I can't imagine that Gorm somehow comes up to be my leader, so he'll probably be more valuable to me as a commander. Ulfhildr, who's also went at least a year without being focused on, is able to do a lot of things. I'm just gonna give her a stewardship thing because of fertility increases. George Jorson can just go into diplomacy. Because, I mean, that's what his dad did. He can just be a better version of his dad. I'm fine with that. So, now back to what I was originally thinking about. I need to give Iceland to somebody. I'm just going to give it to the Super Duke in charge of Nidaros, I think. That's a small girl. A small girl who's currently dying. Alright, congratulations, Viking, you're going up in the world. Yes, Viking is entirely inside of your Scandinavia. Perfect. You get the Jarldom of Iceland completely free. The Jarldom of Ireland at this point in time. Good jokes. Oh, I have 2 more domain cap now because I'm an emperor. That's pretty nice. Alright, we're about to finish with this raid. We are a little under half full. This area is done. Hop back on the boat just so I don't want to ever take a fight if I don't have to. And as Vikings, I never have to. Okay, so we approved it this time. We didn't lie about it. And that means that in 5 years, we can pass revoked titles, right? Yes, 5 years from today, we will pass revoked titles. 5 years from today, we will break up this border gore super vassal bullshit. And I mean, to do that will require, I think, us to also break up the other super vassal we made to stop him. But it's fine. 5 years from today, I'll be 50. I'll be at the end of my life. We're allowed to worry about that then. Also, am I smart enough to write a book if I take a discipline? 5 plus 3? Does it take 10 or 8? I can't remember. Learning of 8. Yes, I'm actually going to switch to learning now. This is my last chance to do it. And now, I can write a book. I'll be writing it on war, because, I had to dedicate my life to being smart enough to write the book. And I'm better at writing now than I am at intrigue or diplomacy. I'm only marginally better at stewardship than this. We're going to be writing it on complexities of war, or something like that. And I'm doing that now because I'm 45. When I tick over to 50-ish, I'm going to switch this to hunting. Because when you go to hunting, you not only get the +1 health that you get when you focus on family, or I think you also get it, yeah, from theology, but you also get the dog event. And as long as your dog is alive, that's another +1 health. So you want your dog to appear towards the end of your life. So this is my plan. I'm going to be writing a book. I've never had my learning drop under the requirements to write a book while writing a book. I'm hoping that doesn't cancel it. But there's a chance that we just like, start hunting a lot and get too dumb to write books. But what can you do? We're giving it a shot. Hopefully this works. Oh, right, yes, conquering people. Totally forgot. And I think that we can actually siege down both of these at once, like we just have enough troops. We probably don't. I'm probably full of shit. But regardless, we'll take the top gold on both of them. No! Those fuckers cut off his hand. It got infected and he died. George didn't deserve this. So we're declaring war on this guy. It's just conquest, right? Like, we don't have to do bullshit for this one. And everyone's gonna come to his defense. He's going to be fine, I tell you. Let's not jump to conclusions here. The entire world has joined this man's defensive war. He is obviously safe. The fact that it looks like he's being conquered right now is just a trick of the light. And I guess I'll be keeping these two pieces of land just because I can. I'll pass them off eventually when I need to make kings. Everything's going great over here. Alright, we're basically already there. Let's declare war on him. We can just declare conquest war, which is great. Conquest wars are pretty much the best there is. We've got another shit-talking contest to attend to. So the only thing we have that applies to him is, how does it feel to be the black sheep of your dynasty, lose 20 prestige, insult his accomplishments? So, alright. And he got really upset about that. We're gonna tell him to stop being such a child because he's bad at dueling. Then we're gonna die to him in a fight because 72 is not a big enough advantage. We'll gain the prestige. I don't care about renown at all. Right, get back on the boats. We seem to have, created a more dangerous environment for you. Alright. That sat me dead. Force the demands. Oh, yes. Yes, this is much better. But I can't help but feel it should be bigger still. So, sorry, Cola, I've got terrible news. You're making my name small. And I just can't have that. I'm just gonna come siege, Cornwall, because that looks really easy. No! I mean, he's not wrong. I've beat everyone and I'm the best. Why should I be ambitious anymore? Shit. Yeah. It looks like she beat Austrasia. I shouldn't have been talking trash. Apparently she knew what she was doing. Oh man, this is embarrassing for Austrasia. I'm just gonna ignore our 300 combined spam messages. It's fine. Is he sickly? That's a shame. I thought sickly was -1. -2.5 is a lot worse. The earth shook, the people screamed, and buildings cracked. A cloud of foul-smelling air swept over the village, making torches and fires burn bright green for several hours. It took a couple of days repairing the cracked buildings and salvaging items from a few older houses that had collapsed, but luckily everyone escaped unharmed. I slowly walked through the city, examining the buildings and noting what remained to be repaired when an exciting peasant approached me. Without bothering with formalities, he told me about a giant crack in the ground just outside his farm. He wanted me to come and inspect it and perhaps determine what to do about it. Of course, show me the way. The Gate of Hell, huh? Alright, let's go. Let's go see the Gate of Hell. The foul smell that had swept over the city the day the earth shook slowly crept upon us, and I retched involuntarily. The wound that had burst open in the farmer's fields spewed fire and brimstones, and we stopped aghast at the sight. The flames and fiery stones threaded the bare ground around the gap. Then the farmer was lucky his fields lay fallow. I assume that I can't be pushed into this. That's not where this is going. This will be a sad way to die. Wailing screams and cries for help seemed to emit from the burning gap. The farmer grew pale and refused to take one step further. I walked as close to the hellhole as I dared and tried to peek down. Apart from the occasional fiery stone and eyebrow-licking flame, I could see nothing. The wailing and scream seemed to increase until it felt as if my head would explode. I stumbled backward, felt the ground shifting beneath my feet, and would have fallen into the pit had the farmer not grabbed my arm and pulled me away from it. And I can, it's just a hole, and get tremendous negative piety and negative general opinion. Or we have to fix it, where it's still the same, but, I mean, I want to fix it. It's pretty spooky. Feed it cattle. I gave the wisest men and women of my court 3 days to come up with a solution to how to close that gap that seemed to open the whole way to hell. Within 3 days, they had all thought up different ways to solve the problem. Feeding it cattle doesn't seem like it's going to work, so we're going to try to fill it with stones. Alright, we're just going to declare war now before we fuck it up. And we're just going to declare a conquest war, because, like, those were great. Boat's over half full these days. Cartload after cartload of rocks and gravel were shoveled into the gap, while the workers desperately tried to stay clear of the flames and fiery stones that seemed to increase in number. The screams of pain from the bottom of the pit affected the workers, and some refused to keep shoveling in the gravel. I had to promise them no one was trapped down there, but did not want anyone to descend in whatever madness the pit was. Keep shoveling. 90% chance it works, or this is an impossible task. Keep shoveling. 90% is way better than impossible. The gap closed. No more fire, no more stones, no more wailing voices. We did it. And I get filled the gates of hell with stones, which will give us plus 0.5 prestige, plus 5 martial, plus 4 general opinion. Seems pretty good. Turns out that army wasn't big enough either, and we're taking some monstrous attrition ticks. I think we just dropped from 5,000 to 3,200. God, I hate pagans. It's the worst. This is why I didn't conquer this previously. I was really hoping it would stretch all the way down to Saxony, but I guess I need more land to the west and like Friesland and that sort of shit. This is still a lot better than it was. This is way more satisfying than what we had at the start of the video. So I think we're just going to finish pillaging now. I'm pretty sure that's all we're doing for conquering. We're just going to let those retinues grow, because once they actually finish growing, I'll just put more boats up. So we've captured a lot of people. And honestly, I just want them for money. I don't particularly feel any need to use that in a clever way. Right, I have a bunch of land now that I don't want. Congratulations, whoever owns Metal Pad. You get cola. And I guess you can also get, Lapland. And I think meta main size went down by 1 because I lost Ambitious. Which is unfortunate, but at the same time, I don't need as much land as I have right now anyway. So, now that I've handled the land, I'm just going to quick save and reload, because this is... I'm not clicking all 400 messages. It's ridiculous. Bickering of fools does not concern me. And once we finish these 2 sieges, I think we're just going to leave. I think we've done enough sieging here. That seems like a bad way to think about it. Like, we just finished the topmost county there. Like, having already gotten through the baronies, we should finish sieging them. That's gotta be right. Oh yeah, also, we have to stay there for a bit anyway to get all the gold that we made available. Now she's conquering the revolt for areas. I admire this woman's ambition. Apparently she's actually able to do it too, which is a lot crazier. Doubt besets me. Patch has not hit yet. Boat's full, no reason to keep pillaging. I will finish this just to get the kidnapping. You won't rig you filky for some inexplicable reason. How about you fuck right off? We've done enough ravaging that we are no longer a Viking, we're a Ravager. So this gives us plus 0.1 more monthly prestige, plus 1 more martial, plus 10 more opinion with combat, plus 10 more personal combat, plus 10 more old Germanic opinion, plus 10 more reformed opinion. Same trait stays the same. So yeah, it's just better. Oh shit! It took... I don't know how many kids. How many kids did it take? It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It took 18 kids before we finally had somebody with talent. But we got there. Also, apparently I've accepted his name, but I'm fine with him being named after me, because I put a lot of work into getting that kid to exist. So I got 3 different messages there about the old Germanic revolts. Now, here's the deal. I don't personally feel like I should be forced to deal with this. You guys go handle it. Okay, I'm a little bit salty right now, because this guy can't get on the boat, because there are 2,400 guys and only 22 boats. But I've got no one to blame but me, because I'm just stupid and should have seen this coming. I guess he gets to stay there while I return my money and get more boats. It's a little bit on the awkward side. Wow. That's just embarrassing. I don't know how I messed this up. I don't know why I brought 2,400 people on 22 boats. Like, I know that doesn't work. Okay, military. Fleet levies, dismiss. Fleet levies, raise. Okay, so allegedly we have like 40 boats now. And I guess I can actually use like my real levies. You're gonna be on the 13th of November. Can you get out in that time? Yes. And like this is just gonna take too long, I don't care. But I'm not gonna bother using my retinues on this because my retinues have other things they're supposed to be busy with. Alright, everybody get moving. Merge the units. Otter can lead the center since he's good at that now. Ake and Gare can help him out. Why doesn't Gare love me? Am I rivals with him? I would do it. Oh, minus 90 Tyrant. I have done a bit of tyranny. Most people don't care that much. I go over to this guy. He's got like minus 80 Most people just have reason to love me, I guess. How much do most people hate me? So about half my vassals fucking hate me, and the main reason for that is the minus 90 tyranny. So, like, I'm not going to stop expanding my empire for tyranny if they already don't like me because I conquered them. It's sort of a losing game. So this is enough to easily crush him. It's going here. So we'll intercept. It takes us... Yeah, he's willing to fight us, which is just wrong. He shouldn't be. Doubt besets me. I literally can't toggle them to raiders because of this revolt. Alright. We're gonna set up our raiders in a second then. Was it a genius daughter? I don't care then. I'm very confused. I seem to have killed his entire army. I killed his whole army, but he didn't lose the war. That's how peasant revolts work. Oh, there's another one down here. Those were just his allies. Alright. I never even saw this guy. 4,000 is kind of a lot of dudes. He's on this side of the river, so I'm going to start moving to here. Well, in this case, I'm just going to head over here and pick up the other guy. They got so tired of the Vikings they revolted, but they can't raise their levies, nor can they be attacked because my Vikings are the strongest army in the region. That's good. We've spied some tech, that's great. Speaking of, let's actually see what we can do. Alright, we have shipbuilding 2 on our capital, so we don't need that anymore for sure. So we're definitely taking military organization. We may as well put heavy infantry up to 1 too. Legalism 1 is definitely the most important culture tech for us right now. I'm not really sure what any of these do that's good, but castle infrastructure and trade practices sound like the names of things that I care about quite a lot. Alright, so Austrasia's back together, which is a little bit terrifying, but I think I'm big enough that I'm not afraid of them anymore. Should be, though, shouldn't I? Oh no, they only have 4.59k on their max levy. I mean, they have vassals, but still, that's way less than I thought it would be. And we're just going to do what we previously have done, where we double siege both of the counties in Essex, because they can't really defend themselves. Child needs a focus. How's Hrothgar doing? Doing very bland and mediocre. He hates me, I'm a tyrant. Very, very silly. He can go into military so he can be a backup commander like all of the other sons. It looks like this war might be over before I get here. This is just a lot of guys, and there's no Austrasian revolt to go to war with anymore. Katarina doesn't have much going for her. I'm fine with that name, though. Jarl Viking is consolidating power, as he's wont to do. I can't help but notice they don't seem to have fought yet, which is kind of weird. Alright, it turns out we're just stealing top gold and leaving, because the war's about to end. Oh! Are you sure? She seems to hate your guts. Make a move. We've stolen more tech. This guy's just getting shit done. Yeah, apparently she doesn't actually hate my guts and now we're lovers. Okay. Yeah, good revolt, guys. Very good attempt. Spam my levies, I don't actually want this. Gare has got a short sword now. Good job, Gare. None of my prisoners are worth money. I mean, 3.2 gold is 3.2 gold. 5.1 just the same. And the rest of these guys are looking like Blood Games material, eventually. I have enough money that I can search for a smith and actually get shit done with it, so I'm going to do that. And I think Goldsmith creates multiple items as opposed to just the one, so I'll be getting a Goldsmith. Ileana is not a good child, but she is a child. And that's worth something. Not a lot. So now we have just under the maximum amount of people on the ship, which is good. And we'll sort out the exact distribution once we start pillaging. You're in the middle of a heated discussion with your bothersome courier when you feel the berserker rage begin to rise. As he continues to babble about trivial concerns, you bite down hard on the wooden table and begin to froth at the mouth. Soon your vision turns red as the familiar bloodlust is roused from its slumber. 50% chance of going berserk. It's alright, we just bite out a chunk of the table, we're good. This man with -5 combat has challenged me to a home gang. Are you fucking serious right now? A part of me is screaming that I don't need to do this. That, sure, it's 101 to -5, but why take the risk? Because there is a risk. There shouldn't be one, but there is. I've never gotten the option before. I know you can cheat in normal duels, and this guy is a schemer, but I don't know if you can cheat in home gang. No one's mentioned it when I looked it up, and it doesn't actually seem to be in the event queue, so if they can cheat in home gang, it doesn't tell you about it. I know you can cheat in normal duels, and this guy has 12 intrigue, and he is a schemer. But I don't think you can cheat in home gangs, at least not to my knowledge. So it's just a totally fair 101 to -5 fight. That's still a risk, like it shouldn't be, but you can still die like this in home gang, because home gang is bullshit. But like, I'm personally fucking insulted, and surely I should win. Like, absolutely fuck this guy. Also, while I was doing all that thinking, I may have forgotten about my children again. You are absolutely going into stewardship. Actually, I looked at the stuff for this, and I honestly think Thrift is better than Duty. I think I'm going to start using Thrift on my stewardship kids. Regardless, I'm putting this girl on Thrift, which will hopefully not be my last act as reigning king. Yeah, my axe will carve you a new smile, let's go. That scream scared the shit out of me. Aren't I already scarred? I feel like I've been scarred forever. Anyway, I take his head off with my axe. I get more scarred. My traits moved around when that happened. Oh, I'm grievously scarred. That would be it. I don't quite remember what normal scar does. This is clearly a better one, though. Also, my concubine is pregnant. It was a hell of a duel. Not my concubine, my, lover. The Double Duke of Saxony. I was thinking about what I should be doing right now. And I actually am going to make one king title, because the guy in charge of Metal Pad is fucked, because he can't hold all of these titles, and he's not even a duke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to help him out. I'm going to make the Kingdom of Lapland. And I'm going to give it to this man. Because, like, he's the only person who's really got any chance of getting it to begin with, yeah? I'm not going to include lower titles, because I think I'd give him this. But I will transfer Oh, it transfers actions automatically, apparently. Apparently you can't not transfer vassalage. That works for me. And I'm going to do the same thing over here with Jarl Ake of the Empty Pockets, who needs to get some kids. Because, I mean, seriously, Ake. Neither of you are, like, She's a hedonist! Come on, then! Make it happen! You're gonna die someday! You're 48! Regardless, we're gonna make this kingdom. And we're gonna give it to Ake. And we're not gonna touch Norway, Sweden, Denmark yet. We can't give Saxony away, because de jure Saxony got real crazy. I'm pretty sure it still is, right? Oh no, de jure Saxony's not crazy anymore. Oh, the Empire of Scandinavia fixed it. Yeah, of course. I was thinking Saxony was still, like, de jure everything, but I made the Empire of Scandinavia, and that fixes it. Forget. So I actually can give away the Kingdom of Saxony now. I think I'm not going to give away Saxony until I give away Denmark, because I actually want Holstein and whatever this is to go to Denmark, so that they can expand outward more easily. And if I give away Saxony, it's going to give away this, definitely, and possibly these. I don't think it will, but it might. So I'm just going to wait to give away Saxony until I can break up my super vassal, so that I can give this area to Denmark, since Saxony's going to be getting this stuff on the outside anyway. Alright, so my retinues are recovering, my boat is going out to pillage new lands, my council is yet again missing a spy master. Don't you just love the way powerful vassals are like, what if I took favors from everyone? So Haraldur has taken favors from everyone. But he's a loyalist, so, like, that doesn't matter, right? Because he should use them to vote for me. Having a spy master that hates me is completely unacceptable, but I have created an environment where all conceivable spy masters would hate me. So I'm trying to find a foreign advisor, and I just need to point out that there is a man whose official title is the Grand Vizier of Crocodile Company. So I don't pay attention to what the council is saying when I'm declaring war. I expect it to just stop me if they consider it tyrannical. I don't realize I can push through it most of the time. For the record, I didn't intend to be this tyrannical. I intended to be a little bit tyrannical. I just don't really pay attention when I'm declaring wars. It just, like, for some reason doesn't click in my head that that's a thing that can be tyrannical, that the council even has a say in the matter. That's really coming back to bite me now, because that incompetence resulted in all competent spy masters wanting me dead. And they will for 30 years. I'm probably going to die under suspicious circumstances. That's really just the end of it. Okay, so I basically can't get anyone who likes me as my spy master that is also competent. Instead, we're just going to be assigning King Egil of Upland, King Egil of Nordriki as my spy master. Which is like seriously suboptimal, but I don't really have an alternative. So the council is discontent, I'm threatening, the raiders are on their way, and I expect to find myself dead in a ditch sooner rather than later. But with the exception of all that accidental tyranny, I'd say this was good. We made our name bigger, we made money and prestige. We should probably spend some of that. So I just built a war camp in every single one of my locations, which is a total of 400 more levy once they all finish. I can build an observatory, and I can start the legendary gathering, but I actually don't want to, because that's how you get a bloodline, and again, I'm trying to avoid those, at least until I get one normal one. I've accepted that there's no way I'm going to be founding a bloodline on this character. I just don't have enough time left in my life between my old age and my tyranny. So I'm going to be spending prestige pretty freely on this guy, and on my next character who will have more boats and more life left, he'll be able to get 5,000 prestige and start forming a bloodline pretty quickly. I think I'm going to build an observatory. Allegedly, we have new Castas Belli's, don't we? In fact, we do. We can now declare conquest of distant nations over the sea. Ireland is now at our mercy, which means that next time, the conquest of Ireland. But we're ending it here. This has been Rather Incoherent. I hope you had a good time. I'll see you around.